Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, like you said, he went right at it, and he refuted him right off the bat, which is what all the other players. I spoke to a few players after practice, and they all had the same opinion that they don't understand where LaShawn McCoy got that idea from, and so hopefully it'll be just put to rest now, and they can just start focusing on football again.
Focusing on football, there was some interesting things brought up today, including, I thought, Dave, that Alan Barbary working at left guard as opposed to the right guard spot, a lot of people have him penciled in at. Does that give you any indication about the future of Evan Mathis?
No, not really. To be honest with you, I don't read a whole lot of stuff into depth charts at this point. Chip's been known to just rotate guys in and out, different positions. We had Chris Sparagos as the starting safety today. There's no way that he's going to be the starter on opening day, however. So I think it was just a matter of just rotating guys, letting them get some reps. But there is no question that him and Evan Mathis aren't seeing eye to eye right now. So it'd be interesting to see how that all plays out, especially when they have their mandatory mini camp later, or I guess midway next month.
Dave, Tim Tebow is always going to be a story. He was there today, and a lot of people wondering how he looked. What chances he has. Chip did say he's a quarterback. That's the only position they're looking at him at. What did you learn about Tim Tebow today as both a player and a person?
It's interesting. I wrote it on both Twitter and Facebook that I've been doing this for over 30 years now, and spoken to thousands of athletes. And he is, without a doubt, the most humble, grateful, gracious, polite, honest athlete I've ever had the opportunity to interview. He was just, I was just blown away by his attitude on everything, both in football and in life. It's just, I don't know if he's going to be good enough to play quarterback for this team, but it's awfully hard not to root for a guy like that.
What is it about him that stood out then? I mean, if to say that he's the most humble, sincere, honest, grateful guy, I mean, you're just answering questions in a scrum of reporters. What stands out about him amongst the thousands of other guys?
It's just that he doesn't speak in cliches. He doesn't blow off questions. He knows that this opportunity may not come around again, that this is probably his last chance. And he's willing to do whatever it takes to make the most of it. He's worked very hard to get this opportunity, and it's kind of strange because he doesn't seek out the spotlight. He doesn't want all this attention. It's just the fact that of what he's accomplished, I guess, both on and off the field, especially, that just makes him like this lightning rod for attention. And there were 105, 106 media members there today to cover 89 players. And I would say 103 of them were there for Tim Tebow, which is, when you consider he's the fourth-string quarterback, that's pretty remarkable.
Does he have a chance to move up the depth chart?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's an opening for him, like we've talked about before, because of the two-point conversion situation. I think there might be a role for him as that short yardage guy, that goal line guy, because he won't have to throw a 50-yard pass; it just has to be a 2-yard pass, and I think he's capable of that. He kind of got off to a slow start today, but he can't really read a whole lot into, when he's working with third-string guys, rookie free agents, practice squad guys. So, and he seemed to be really afraid to make a mistake. He held the ball all a long time sometimes, but I think that'll all get sorted out. Once the preseason gets going and he gets opportunity to play, then people will see if he really does deserve to have a spot on the team or not.
Yeah, and obviously a lot of people like to see a lot what the rookies are doing. I know Nelson Aguilar was not there. Eric Rowe was the second-round pick, and I guess there's some confusion of whether he's going to be a corner. Is he going to be a safety? Is there any indication through the OTAs?
Not really. I mean, he worked at corner today, but that really doesn't mean that that's going to be where he stays. Earl Wolf didn't work out today either, so they're rotating guys in and out different positions. I think Jalen Watkins got some time at safety today, so it was just like a mix and match of things. I think Chip just uses these kind of practices as to almost as like auditions, so to speak, just to get a feel for where guys are better suited. Kind of moves guys in and out different positions and things. So I don't think you really get like a true read of where he expects guys to play until training camp.
Yeah, a lot of observations today at training camp, including I'd like to get your take, Dave, on Mark Sanchez. Now, he kind of indicated that, maybe this could be a competition. A lot of people think it's going to be Sam Bradford. Did you see Sam? Is he kind of looking like he's itching to get back out there? Is he gingerly walking around? How would you describe Sam Bradford at OTAs?
Oh no, he's not limping or anything. They held him out of the team portions today, which I don't quite understand because there's no contact or anything. But so he participated in all the individual drills and the 7-on-7s and stuff. So he's right on track where they want him to be. I think they're being very cautious with him because it's the second time in 2 years coming back from a torn ACL, so they don't want to rush him back out there. They just want to make sure he understands the offense, kind of gets in the groove a little bit while he still rehabs. As Kelly said today, it'll be illegal for them to play a game today, but if they did, Mark Sanchez would be the starter. I think it may be more of a competition than what people think. I know that Bradford's expected to be the starter if he's healthy, but I think if Sanchez has a really good preseason, I think you might see a viable competition there like you did a couple of years ago with Michael Vick and Nick Foles.
All right, Dave Weinberg from the Press of Atlantic City. We also know that the Eagles OTAs continue on Monday, so they get a little bit of a break for the next couple of days. They'll be back on Monday with more. We do know that this area, Dave, and you wrote about it at the Press of Atlantic City today, a lot of events coming. You and I both did a TV show about the Soul, just had Ron Jaworski on. He said ticket sales over 5,000 right now. Is that a good number? Is that a solid number for an event like this at Boardwalk Hall? Because many have tried, many have come, but not many return. Is 5,000 plus a good enough number for the Philadelphia Soul?
Yeah, I actually spoke with Ron earlier today, and he was hoping for maybe a crowd of like 7,000. And it looks like if they have a strong walk-up on Saturday night, they could reach that limit. So I think that's a decent amount for a first-time event. I mean, it was kind of unrealistic to expect them to draw 10,000 like they do at the I don't know what it's called now. The
Wells Fargo
Center. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, Wells Fargo, right? Okay, I'm still back in the Spectrum days, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be hard to expect them to to draw 10,000. But I think 7,000, 5,000 to 7,000 would be realistic, and I think that would be enough for them to convince them to come back next year. Ron also told me that the original plan was to have 2 games there this year, but they just couldn't work out the details. But that's his intention going forward, to at least play twice a year at Boardwalk Hall. So, and I'm really hoping that it works because, like you said, there's been so many events there that they've tried, and for various reasons, it just hasn't worked. You had teams and franchises and events just come and go, and it's been awfully disappointing to see. And so I'm really hoping that the Soul can find a way to make it work and maybe make Atlantic City one of their stops every year.
Yeah, and you wonder, I mean, I know the same group that runs the Wells Fargo Center also runs the Boardwalk Hall. Right. If they do one this year and they do 2 next year and maybe 2, would Atlantic City be something that becomes a more permanent thing for them? Is that something that Jaws is really hoping for? And, he kind of indicated that if this thing works, they would like to do more.
Yeah, I think he wants to. I mean, they're never going to move here permanently. Philadelphia is their home, but I know he would love to have two games here and maybe 2 games in the Reading, Pennsylvania area too, just to spread their wealth out around a little bit. But he's got very strong ties to South Jersey, dating back to when he bought a home in Cape May, I believe, back when he was first married back in the late 70s. So he's always had the Jersey Shore has always been in his heart, and I know he wants to do whatever he can to make sure that he brings as many events as he can here. He's brought the Maxwell Football Club's award. He's got this charity golf event here every year, so it's kind of nice to see somebody willing to make that kind of commitment to do what he can to rescue Atlantic City, or at least pull him out of the doldrums a little bit.
Yeah, and I know from hearing him, they're trying as much as they can. They're doing stuff Friday night, Saturday afternoon, into the football game. They're doing a post-game stuff. They really are doing their best to try to do it. I guess my question for you then, Dave, is you covered a lot of the local sports. In fact, we talked the other day about the Soul, the surf. And do you think it's the product, the parking, the just not enough people? In the end, what is the number one reason why people don't attend these events?
Boy, that's kind of hard to say. I mean, you probably have to separate the two a little bit between an event and a team. I just don't think there's the population base to support the Surf or the Seagulls or the Boardwalk Bullies. Parking is a problem as well. But I just don't think that. I don't think there's enough people, especially in the wintertime. Like if you're talking hockey, I don't think there's enough of a wintertime population to support a franchise there. Summer, I guess there's just too many other things to do, going to the beach, going to the Ocean City Boardwalk or what have you, and even gambling, I guess. But I don't think there's any reason why like a certain event can't establish a presence like the ShopRite Classic has done. You know, now they're going on their, I don't know, 22nd year, something like that. And it's established in the community now. Everybody looks forward to it every year. So I would hope that the Soul could maybe form that kind of relationship with the community the way the ShopRite Classic has done.
Yeah, and that's here as well, and we'll be live there tomorrow from 2 to 6. Why has the ShopRite LPGA Classic made it? Because, you know, quite frankly, all these other teams, the Surf, the Soul, the Bullies, you know, they are perceived to be minor leagues or, not professional, a lower tier professional game. The ShopRite LPGA, obviously the men, has a much higher profile. So why is it that the ShopRite Ladies Professional Golf Association Tour has made it here?
I guess it's just reputation. And it started with Larry and Ruth Harrison, who kind of brought the tournament here in the first place. And then when they gave it up and then Tim Aronson took over, you know, there was a couple of years where there wasn't held because of scheduling conflicts and things. But I guess it's their dedication, their ability to attract sponsors. And I guess the fact that they've been able to publicize it, it's on the Golf Channel every year, so people are kind of used to looking for it. And it seems they now have like a set time of year where it's on every year, so people know how to plan for it. And I guess it's just the fact that they've been around for so long that they've been able to just establish themselves like in the South Jersey area with golf fans and even non-golf fans. And the players, as you know, are very accessible, friendly. They do what they can to promote the event too. So I just think it's just a combination of all those factors. They've been able to cement themselves in the community, and it's gotten to the point where people actually look forward to it every year.
Yeah, as you chronicle in your piece at pressofatlanticcity.com, Dave, more than 50,000 spectators are expected to be in town for that this weekend. That is a success. 50 grand coming in. That is something that is successful. And we also, we have the football here this weekend. We have the golf here this weekend. And there's also a triathlon coming here this weekend. So it should be a very sports-related weekend here in South Jersey. And, of course, the Eagles at OTAs. So there's a lot going on. And, you know, as we said on the television show on Comcast Sportsnet, Dave, the area needs to continue to try to bring these things in because you're going to have to try to find other ways. And hopefully these events are just a kickoff to what becomes a more annual take from some of these other sports.
Sure. And I would also like to quickly point out that the annual Guns versus Hoses Atlantic City Fire Department and Atlantic City Police Department, they're holding their charity boxing event at Gardner's Basin on Sunday. It's like their 8th year in a row now, and that usually draws a pretty good crowd, too. So I kind of wanted to throw them a plug, too, and hopefully some people go out and watch them compete, too.
Sure. And as we know, boxing was very big in this town, and it's one of the things that we talked about when I saw you the other day. We don't know when boxing's coming back, if it's something that they're even interested in have coming back. Yeah,
I mean, they had a nice little card there at the Claridge earlier this month, and it drew a decent crowd. I mean, it's only like a 600-seat arena, but it was nearly sold out. And the promoter, Marshall Kaufman, had indicated that he's hoping to bring something back to town at least like every other month and a half or so. So hopefully he'll be able to establish some sort of foothold and some following. And then he's very connected in the boxing industry, so maybe he can attract maybe a bigger crowd, a bigger card to Boardwalk Hall coming down the line.
We sure hope so. Boxing at the Hall, always outstanding. We'll have Arena League football there on Saturday, golf over at the Seaview tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. And as Dave mentioned, some other events all around South Jersey. Check out pressofatlanticcity.com for an event that you might look to go to this weekend. Dave, as always, appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, Mike. I appreciate you having me.